Hello and welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot and to my latest reading, which is a karma reading on what is the karma for the judgmental beep in your life. So I want to keep this YouTube friendly, so we'll have the expletives, beeped out. But yeah, what is the karma for the judgmental beep in your life? All right. So we've got three piles. We've got pile number 1, the red flashlight pile, pile number 2, the green flashlight pile, and pile number 3, the purple flashlight pile. So think of a particular person who's been a judgmental beep in your life and see what pile you are the most drawn to. And also sometimes someone else that you're not thinking of might pop up in these readings. That's what sometimes also happens. But yeah, pick the pile that you're the most drawn to, and let's see the karma for the judgmental person or expletive in your life. So pile number 1, the red flashlight pile. Let's see, what is the karma for the judgmental beep in your life? Okay, so we've got the Knight of Cups. Interesting. So the Knight of Cups is kind of a character that can go either way, right? When he is in the positive, he's loving and just, full of love and affection. But when he goes bad, he can go quite bad, being quite manipulative and it's not a good thing. So King of Swords, interesting. So let me see all the cards here so I can pick up. I'm going to pick up what I can in regards to the sort of the situation, but also, oh wow, the Chariot came up twice. So, oh wow. Okay, I think I'm getting a picture. Let me first sort of tune in to, well, I'll first tell you what the cards are, and then I'm going to tune into what the karma for the judgmental individual in your life is. So let's see, what do we have first? We've got Knight of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Chariot in reverse, the 8 of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles and the Chariot. So it's interesting to note that the Chariot showed up twice. Interesting. The Chariot, the frame, I don't know if it's in the you can see that right here. The Chariot, I'll put that right here. The Chariot it showed up twice, so that's quite fascinating. So let me see what I can pick up on this. So this person, so my sense is that this person will always be in a state of, like, part of their karma is that they'll never be part of what they want to be a part of. And that's an interesting thing to get, but that's one of the things. Okay, so now I'm getting it. So because their judgmentalism. Just give me a second. I'm going to turn off. It's too noisy. The fan is on here, so I'm just going to turn that off. Kind of distracting me. But I'm getting that they. Let me sit down here. They cut you off from somebody. They cut you off perhaps from your family, or the judgmentalism, because the 10 of Pentacles is very much, a family card. It can be a family wealth. It can even be somebody who, can cut somebody off from money or sort of security or safety, right? So my sense is that in some cases, they cut you off from that kind of inclusive energy is what they did. And also the red flashlight is very much about the root chakra. It is very much about safety, and it's about a sense of safety. And my sense is that this person's judgmentalism was quite severe in that it took away your sense of root chakra safety. It could have been cutting you off from a family system, or even it could be some sort of, could even be a friend group, right? There's judgmentalism. The judgmentalism that this person projected had a weight that was beyond just words, that attacked your sense of safety. And here we've got the King of Swords, right? You can see he's quite the judger, right? The King of Swords, when he is in this negative, when he's in his negative aspect, right? He can be quite judgmental. So, he's almost the ultimate judgmental person, if you will, the King of Swords, which is, kind of very harsh, very cruel when he's in his negative aspect, and unfeeling, right? The King of Swords is very much unfeeling. So my sense is that you were cut, like you're a sensitive soul, right? The Knight of Cups, the sensitive soul, you were cut off from this family. But I sense that this person is going to feel the same way. They're going to feel being in the situation of being a sensitive soul and wanting to be in sort of a situation, but they're going to be cut off from it. Interesting. They're going to be cut off. And so they're going to have the same, almost the exact same feeling of being cut off and not a part of something. And it may not be like the same situation, but they will have the exact same feeling. So that will be the karma of being sort of cut off from a particular situation. So another karma here for this person, and I'm going to get to the Chariot because that's very important. That showed up twice, but because I'm getting a sense, I'm getting a picture from this, is that there's almost a sense of slowness with this person, where this person won't be able to move forward, because the Chariot is about moving forward. Because I'm hearing that sometimes because of I see them as being as the King of Swords, they cut you off from moving forward. And it could have, I'm hearing the word student loans, or going to school. They sort of got in the way of your studies. They're judgmental. I'm getting sort of some sort of family judgmentalism that kind of got in the way of you moving forward. And I'm hearing because of that, they're going to feel stuck and have a difficulty moving forward. But I'm hearing it's almost, their difficulty moving forward will almost be more severe. It will almost be more like on a spiritual level. Like, yes, I'm hearing that they cut you off your sense of security. They cut you off something about going to schooling and getting. So this person wasn't. I mean, there's judgmentalism, but then there's judgmentalism. I sense this person really interfered with their judgmentalism. Really interfered with your life, and it could be something, about moving forward financially. Somehow they pulled the strings that made it difficult. Their judgmentalism made it difficult for you to move forward. But I'm hearing that they're going to have difficulty moving forward as well, but in a different way. But I hear that the feeling of being cut off, their feeling of being cut off from a sense of security, right, with the red root flashlight, will be almost the same. But when they're cut off from moving forward, it will be of a much more severe variety than they cut you off. It will be almost a spiritual cutting them off. Like, that's what I'm hearing. And let's see if I can get some more about the Chariot. Let me know their karma for being judgmental. Let's see what is it. In the Chariot, it's appeared twice. So the Knight of Cups. Interesting, the Knight of Cups come up again. And I got 4 from okay. And then the 10 of Wands. So it's almost like I get this sense that and I got Page of Wands as well too. They almost feel the sense of feeling like they're feeling like a child again, and feeling that they're offering something that people, let me move this up a little bit here, make sure it's in the frame. But it's sort of like they'll feel like a child again with all this passion and wanting to move forward, but people will not want what they're offering. Is what I'm hearing. Is like they'll try and offer something to people, even to you. I'm hearing in some cases they may want to offer something to you, but it will be too late. The wheels will be churned in the other direction, and it will be, yeah, that's what I'm getting. It will be too late. Like it's a little, I'm hearing too little too late. And they're almost, I feel them, yeah, sort of being brought back to this emotional state. Maybe the helpless emotional state that you felt when you were judged by them and they cut you off. They will feel that feeling, they will feel that feeling as well, but they will almost feel childlike. They'll be in a situation almost where they have to depend on people, where they want to offer something to people, but they feel very small and blocked, and they won't be able to do that, right? And then they'll be slowed down because we've got the Eight of Wands in reverse, and it's slowing down the Chariot in reverse, you know, and showing up twice. It's almost, and then the Knight of Pentacles, which is kind of a slow, he can be kind of the slowest molasses card. I get that something is slowing down for them too, and they won't be able to, they'll just run into this deadlock. And then when you really see that with the Ten of Wands here too, where they can't move forward with something. And then I see them being returned to this childlike state in some cases, where they'll be sort of like almost like a child again, and then trying to, I see them offering the Knight of Cups, showing up twice, trying to offer something. People don't want it, but I'm going to go to the Gypsy Oracle card and see, let's see, faithfulness. And I hear them thinking, why are people not feeling faithful to me? And I see this image of this dog just being forlorn, right? Like a dog wants to be loved and, you know, cherished and everything, but I see them almost as being this dog. So I don't want to insult dogs, but that's just the way it came to me. But it's sort of like there'll be this forlorn like sort of forlorn dog. I see them becoming very forlorn and childlike for some reason. Interesting. And I keep on seeing that image, despair. So we've got despair, forlorn, and just feeling sort of abandoned, and then despair because of that, and just being cut out from something and cut apart from a situation that they want to be a part of. Interesting. Cut off from love, and they could also feel cut off from your love. So this feels like a very serious pile, oftentimes a serious situation where there was some serious serious consequences is what I feel. Like there were some very serious consequences, right? They may have, in some cases, I hear that somebody appeared, if this isn't a family situation, it's sort of like someone appeared to be your friend, but they got into your space. They appeared to be nice and innocent. They got into your space, and then they wreaked havoc. I see this image of this person holding a knife, like totally having a knife. And then what I'm hearing is that there's some sort of lesson that they didn't fail to learn. And I'm hearing card 17. So from what I'm getting from that is that their lesson was to somehow be in the flow of the universe and bring hope to people. That's what I'm hearing. Like they're sort of that was their lesson, and I'm hearing that they failed at their lesson, their prime lesson for being here is what I'm hearing. They failed at their prime reason for being here, which was sort of to help people. Like they were supposed to, I'm hearing that they've meddled in the past and had sort of really negative ripple effects on people. And yeah, they had really negative ripple effects on people. And they were supposed to, in this life, they were supposed to have positive ripple effects, but I'm hearing that they've really missed the boat, right? Because we ran a card 8 in here, and then their sole mission was actually to bring love to people and to sort of be a friend, but instead they seed sort of like they really messed things up and interfered and had negative effects on people, and they threw things into chaos. Like that's what I'm drawing to this picture right here. They threw things into the chaos, whereas they were supposed to have a healing influence in this life in order to counteract, like here, like 7, 9 lifetimes where they kind of created repeated chaos, and they were what came in here to rectify that, but instead they fell back into their old ways, and they forgot their soul plan, and they effed with people. And I'm hearing, yeah, they made this, there's a side of them that just like sort of judges and meddles and messes things up for people and gets in the way of people's path, is what I'm hearing. So this feels quite serious. But yeah, see if I can get a wisdom card for you. Let's see if we can get something like that. I'm hearing correct. I'm hearing that sometimes, even though it's not fair, that you have to correct other people's misgivings or wrongdoings. And I'm hearing it's not fair at all, but I hear that this person may have messed up the trajectory of your life, but I'm hearing that be patient. Be patient came up, and it's sort of like you are still can be on path, and in fact, in most cases, you still are on path. No matter how much this person messed up the trajectory in your life, you can get back onto the right path again. And perhaps in some case, I'm getting that in most cases, or a lot of cases, you already are. In most cases, or on or getting close to the right path again. Interesting. So that's all we've got for pile number 1, their karma for being a judgmental individual. And yeah, so now let's go on to pile number 2. All right, hello, pile number 2. The green flashlight pile. Let's see, what is their karma for being a judgmental beep? What is their karma for being, we want to keep this YouTube friendly, but you can fill in the beep. What is their karma for being, for pile 2 green flashlight, for being a judgmental beep? Okay. All right. We've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. We've got the 2 of Cups. Fascinating. King of Wands in reverse. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And we've got the 4 of Pentacles or 4 of Wands in reverse, and the 8 of Swords in reverse. So what is the karma for this particular judgmental deep? All right. So let's see. We've got, I'm already getting their karma, but I'm going to first, okay, I'm going to get a little bit more details, because I have a sense that the Ace of Swords, so I already get that their karma is something about being trapped, and their structure being trapped, and their structure and their home not being a happy one, and something about wealth. But I'm first going to, first see, okay, how are they a judgmental individual to you? How are they? I'm already getting that. I just have to elaborate on the Ace of Swords. Let's see, the Ace of Swords. How are they? Because the Ace of Swords can be very cutting, and since it's reversed as well, it can be very cutting with words. Yeah, my sense is that they were judgmental because they kind of grew, not that it's any excuse, but I'm getting that they kind of, they have this background of just being in a judgmental environment, so it's always attacking people with words. But I'm going to see, how did they judge you? How were they a judgmental individual towards you? The Star, they may have, I'm hearing that they took away your spirit with their words. Like their spirit, they, like when they were judgmental, and it could be one very, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing like it could be one false, like they may have been judgmental, but I'm hearing with the Ace of Swords, it was one very foul swoop of judgmental, and that was just the final blow. Because the Ace of Swords can be, the swords are about words, but it can be about being cutting, right? Being really cutting, and that's what I see. I see that they have like a very strong judgmental background. Like they think that that's the way you know, I don't know, maybe they were judged a family, like the Ten of Pentacles is very much a family card, not making any excuses for it. Oh, make sure that's in the frame up here. But it's sort of like they were judgmental, but it was like one final really nasty blow. I see with the Ace of, it's one, right? Like one really nasty blow that was really, that took almost like it drained the spirit out of you. It was just so, it cut you. I'm hearing that it cut you in half, like this person, and it was like, and a judgment, right? And the judgment, interesting, the judgment when it's a reading on a karma for the judgmental person, but it was like, it was one final, the judgment is very much about a final, you know, it could be about judgmentalism, but it's about also like a final conclusion. It was like this absolute like attack. They put it, it's a major arcana as well too. So it was like a very strong verbal judgmental attack that they directed towards you that was very like noxious, just very attacking. Let me see, what else can I get about this gift? And they made it sound like, yeah, this judgmental attack that they gave to you, they almost, okay, they got gift and foe. It's like this really very, I don't want to say profound, more like profane, like this judgmental attack. They make it sound like their words are gifts, but they're actually daggers. That's what I'm getting with the Ace of Swords, is that like they make it sound like their words are like, oh, they're one of the people that, okay, this is what I'm getting. They're one of the people that are sort of like, oh, I'm saying all these things to you just to help you, but they're really not. They're just really getting their own stuff out on other people, and like they like to couch it in the terms of, oh, I'm just giving you a gift with my words, but it's really they're basically a foe. They're basically an absolute foe, but they present it in such a like a manipulative energy of like, oh, I'm just offering you something here. I'm just offering you something that you just need to know. So I'm getting a really toxic sort of manipulative energy of, yeah, saying that they're giving you a gift, but they're really a foe, and they're giving you daggers with the Ace of Swords in reverse. So their karma is that they're, in the same way that they try to take the spirit from you, they try to take the wind out of their sails, they will have all the fire sort of drain from them as well, and then they won't have so what I'm getting a sense is, I'm very getting a strong picture of their karma right here, is it's sort of these three cards are all connected to each other. And then another thing I'm getting is that venomous, right? That's what I get with the green flashlight, is it's sort of like they have venom that they but it's sort of like the green flashlight makes me think of the venom, right? The venom that a snake has, right? The green, it's that's what it made me think of, is that's why this was the green flashlight, is because it's like, because of the venom that they put into you. And so what I'm getting is that their karma is getting a very strong picture. It's a combination of, we've got lacking wealth and independence with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, lacking their home, their structure is just a facade. It's just an absolute facade, and it's just not really the structure that they oh, sorry, my cat just came around and it kind of freaked me out. But it's sort of like, yeah, like it's sort of like their structure, a combination of their independence and their structure, their home life is very miserable, as I get. Like they're if they're married to somebody, that's miserable. But whether they're married, whether they're not, they're in a very square space. is what I'm getting. And it's funny because my cat is throwing up just as I'm describing their karma. She's not in the frame, but like thank goodness I wouldn't want her to throw up on the camera in front of all of you, because that would be quite disturbing. But yeah, I can hear her throwing up just as I get to this karma. So yeah, like they are basically, they don't have the independence or the wealth. They have their sense of being absolutely trapped, not having the independence and the wealth that they want. And it's sort of like, and they're very trapped too. And this is a karma for, like, I'm hearing taking your spirit and giving you poison ivy gifts in the form of judgmental words is what I'm hearing. They're very, like, their words were very, see, here's my cat right here. But yeah, they were very poisonous. Like the words are very, like, cutting, as I'm hearing. Yeah, and then the final cut was very bad, and they wanted to do that too. It was almost like it gave them power to give them the final sort of cut that they could just verbally attack you, because that's what I hear. It's their only way of gaining power is to judge other people. But because of that, because of their pattern, they're trapped. They're in a bad situation with no wealth, and with no wealth, and also, but more important than that, no independence. They may be trapped with someone who they don't want, or truly, they're very trapped by someone, and they're basically, yeah, in this structure. Almost, I see they're in this square structure with because of fours, right? We've got the fours that they can't they can't ever get out of. I'm hearing they're in this, and I hear them saying, I can never get out of this situation. I will never ever get out of this situation, and I am very, very trapped. And then I'm hearing, yeah, the Queen of Wands, so they could be trapped with somebody that they don't want to be with, or some situation that they won't want to be with. And they with Two of Wands, that's sort of like I've got the Queen of Wands here, the King of Wands, the Two of Wands. It's sort of like they'll never get out of the situation because they don't have this sort of know-how to do that. They don't know how to do that, and they don't know how to face their own feelings of discontent. They don't know how to face their own feelings of discontent other than to do to create Ace of Sword moments for other people. They don't know how to deal with their own emotional discontent other than to create judgmental sort of Ace of Sword verbal attack traumatizing moments for other people. Interesting. So that's all we've got for pile number 2. I hope this resonated. Maybe give it a like and comment if this resonated, and check out my other videos. And yeah, I do a lot of other videos on many different topics. So yeah, I hope this resonated. I hope you have a terrific day. And it is time now for pile number 3. So that's all we've got for pile number 2. And let's see, what is their karma for being a judgmental beep? So yeah, so pile number 3, the purple flashlight pile. Interesting. I wonder why it's purple flashlight. Sometimes I'm drawn. I have different colored flashlights, so we'll see why it's purple. And yeah. So what is the karma for them for being so 8 of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Cups upright, Queen of Pentacles, and Page of Wands. Interesting. I got before, I was like, something about starting back at the beginning again. Like something about, but then I got another beginner's card, which is a Page of Wands. And then, oh, fascinating. Wow. And then we've got the 8 of Pentacles again. Wow, very fascinating. We've got the 8 of Pentacles, we've got the Page of Cups, we've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Page of Wands in reverse, and the 8 of Pentacles again in reverse. So yeah, I heard the word going back. So the karma for this person is, and I'm gonna pull some more cards. I'm just, as this, I feel the energy of this develops and I get more energy of this. But like, I hear they're part of their karma for being judgmental. Cause I get that there's a very sense of, snobby judgmentalism about this person. Like, there's very much a sense of snobby, putting themselves above other people is what I'm hearing. Very much a snob. Ace of Wands. Yeah, they like to think that that's what I get. They think that they're the above everybody else. They're the ace. They're the best. That's the sense that I get. They think that they're above everybody. So I'm getting a very strong narcissistic vibe for this one, right? Not all judgmental individuals are narcissists, but most narcissists are quite judgmental. So I'm getting a narcissist vibe. Somebody who really thinks that they're above all people, and they may even think that they're above you. But I'm hearing that something will happen to flip their arrogance over their head. And yeah, they may have been just been very overall judgmental. I'm hearing that they're somebody who's judgmental to everybody. It's not just you. It's just an overall energy that they put on just a snotty energy that they put on everybody, and it's just it's something that they think that they are the queen of the world, is what I heard. This person thinks that they're basically the queen of the world. And I started thinking of that. I don't know why, but I started thinking of that woman. I can't remember her name, but she thinks that she's the queen of Canada or something for some reason. And that just came to mind. Not to say that this person's exactly like that, but that's the energy that I get. I think that they're the queen of pretty much everything. Like, queen of the world. That's the energy. So, narcissist, I'm getting a sort of a very belligerent, obnoxious, judgmental narcissist. And because of it, it's a very Eight of Pentacles. I'm going to ask them for some more clarification, but I kept on getting, they have to go back to the drawing board for some, like Knight of Pentacles. For some reason, they'll have to redo something or make something right that they've done that is very severe. Because he's very much a worker card, and they've got Eight of Pentacles. So something that they were very arrogant about, they'll have to redo it. Yeah, I'm hearing that they have to make something right because they've made so many things in people's in people's life wrong. And we've got the Nine of Cups. So it's sort of like they, and then I got the kept on going back to the drawing board, redoing something that it's going to be very clear that they messed up. And they feel very emotional about it. But it's all emotion of ego. It's like an emotion of ego. And it's sort of like they were going to be humbled and feel, instead of the queen of the world, they will feel like a child again. So that's what I'm hearing. They'll feel almost like judgmentalism. Because judgmentalism is never a good energy, right? It's not good to... there's a reason Jesus says, judge not lest you be judged. Not like I'm religious or anything, but I'm seeing that they're gonna ask for consolation. They're going to ask for a sense of consolation, and they're gonna have to go on a journey to figure out why so many that's what I heard. Like, they're gonna have to go on a journey to figure out the truth about why people don't really want to be around them. So my sense is this is sort of a overt judgmental person. Like, they have no trouble telling people like it. They have, that's what I'm hearing. They have no trouble telling people like it is, and they're very arrogant. But I'm hearing they're gonna have to truly figure out what they've done wrong and sorrow. They're going to go on a journey, but have such sorrow. Almost like at the end of their life, they'll have sorrow about the way that they've treated all these people. And they'll want to go back and feel like, and go back and redo from childhood all the harm that they've done. That's what I'm hearing. They may, they constancy and consolation. They'll want, it's almost like they'll want a sense of constancy, but instead of that, they'll have a sense of melancholy, a sense of, they'll want stability and support, but they've attacked so many people with their sort of vicious judgmentalism that instead of having the constancy that they want, they'll have melancholy, an energy of melancholy. And misfortune, interesting. And I'm hearing strong emotional misfortune with some physical misfortune, but it's more likely emotional misfortune. And widower. So it's sort of like I'm hearing they'll be left alone with their own thoughts. And they'll almost be, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting this card. I got service. And I'm going surprise service. They're going to be forced to somehow serve other people to make up for all the narcissistic BS they put people through. So I'm hearing that they're really an overt narcissist, like very obnoxious and out there is what I'm getting. And then they're going to have to, they could get a nasty surprise, but something that forces them into a position where they're forced to work at something that they were arrogant about, is what I'm hearing. With it too, we've got 2 8 of Pentacles that showed up. So it's sort of like, they're going to have to be forced to work at something that they, Ace of Swords, they're going to have to be clear and go back to the drawing board and figure out why they went so wrong. And sort of they're going to have a forced sort of reckoning. Because I'm hearing that the way they have treated people has been very, very awful. And they're going to be forced to sort of relive that and feel the pain of it, of the sort of the judgment. But not just judgmental, but it's sort of like they're going to be having a forced, so it's the 2 parts, the judgment that they've put on other people, the obnoxiousness, the narcissism, but it's also a wake-up call. They're going to be forced to correct their mistakes, is what I'm hearing, and something that the universe will somehow force them to correct the damage that they've done, and it will force them into an act of true service to mankind that they won't necessarily like. But I'm saying this is to get their soul back, their purple, their sort of their spiritual soul. I'm hearing they should be, and I'm hearing that they should be happy that the universe is giving them this opportunity to serve other people or to correct their mistakes, and yet they'll be narcissistic about it. But they should actually be thankful that the universe is giving them another chance, is what I'm hearing. But their ego and their judgmentalism is so huge that they just can't see behind that. But I'm hearing they should be thankful it's not worse for them. I'm hearing it, that they're actually giving they won't see it. They'll be given an opportunity to correct what they've done, and the energy, the toxic, narcissistic, judgmental energy, but they won't see it as that. They'll see it as being punished by the universe, when it's not even a punishment. It's just the universe is actually just giving them an opportunity to right their wrongs, but they're not. So I'm getting the energy. This person is somebody who's really like full of hot air, but they're full of judgmentalism and hot air, but they've just created, like, their own narcissistic toxicity has created the problems for themselves. It's their own narcissistic judgmental toxicity. Conversation, their own words, like, and I see with conversation, I get an energy sometimes of a gossip, a loose-lipped person who would just say anything to anybody about anything. That's the energy I'm getting too, like a loose-lipped, energy of somebody who will just say anything about anybody and just not really care how it will affect. Extremely insensitive, and they never learned to address their own addictions, their own, not necessarily, but their own demons, their own addictions. They never learn to address that. They just point, I'm hearing they just, you know, because we all have demons, right? But I'm hearing that instead of maturely dealing with their own demons, they just project it on other people. They're toxic. Yeah, I got that as strong energy. They're really very toxic, loose-lipped, say anything about anybody, not keep confidences, just spew anything about anything about anybody. And I'm getting face their shadow. Yeah, they never face their shadow. They just they never faced it or addressed their addictions. They just deal with it by putting people down and judging people and gossiping. You know, the whole adage, you know, when you point a finger at other people, there's two fingers pointing back when you point a finger at other people. So that's what I get with this person. And they never dealt with a very dark energy to them. And I'm hearing that they're going to feel like they've lost all faith. That's part of it too. Like they're going to feel like they've lost all faith. Interesting. So that's not in a good place to be. But I'm hearing they've really created it themselves with their judgmentalism, and they've created their own emotional state. Like they may go into like feeling sorry for themselves, but it's actually they've never been really nice to other people. And because of that, they never feel the full weight of the sunshine, because they've darkened so many other people's suns, is what I heard. But thinking that it's all right just to put people down and to judge other people, and yeah, just thinking that it's all right to do that. But I hear you reclaiming as you get away from that. I'm hearing that you really need to get away from the energy of this person and find your true sun and find your true power. That's what I hear is sort of the goal the universe or your guides has for you, is to find your own true sun, your own true north, your own true spirit back again, and find your own power with the Emperor. It's like a combined energy of getting away from this person and cultivating the true spiritual energy inside of you. All right, so that's all we've got for pile number 3. Yeah, check out my other readings. See if it's worth it for you to subscribe. I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope you have a terrific day. Bye-bye.